Hi YouTube, this is Terra457 bringing you a deck profile on Scraps. Now before I show you my deck build, I just want to say that I absolutely love this deck. I love Scraps in general. Very, very fun to play. And I'm curious what you guys think about my build. So just let me know what you guys think. Alright? Okay, here we go on with the deck. I run 3 Scrap Chimeras, obviously. 3 Beast, obviously. I run 3 Goblins. I run 3 Goblins because he's a Spirit Reaper of the deck. Can't be destroyed by battle. He's got to be attacked face up, and he dies at the end of the battle phase. So he's pretty much a Spirit Reaper of the deck. And if you got a Scrap Dragon or Scrap Twin on the field, and it's destroyed, well, if you don't have a Golem in the graveyard, you could just special this guy in defense so they can't go for the OTK and kill you. So he's very good. Plus, he's a tuner, so he's searchable through Scrapyard. Then I run 1 Orthros. He's not mandatory, but I like Orthros. Searchable through Scrapyard. He's another level 4 tuner. You basically just special summon him when you control a Scrap Synchro most of the time. I'll usually play him. And then he'll pop himself and just get Chimera back. It's just a quick swap out. So he's good. He just speeds it up a little bit when you're trying to go for the lockdown. Then I run 1 Golem. You have to run 1 Golem. 2's too many, but you have to run 1 because he's what keeps Scrap Dragon alive when he's in the graveyard. It's very difficult if you got a Scrap Dragon or a Scrap Twin in the field and you got a Golem in the graveyard. It's very difficult for them to get around that. As long as it doesn't deprison or something, or compulse, but you have to run 1 Golem if you're running Scraps because it just adds that much more potential and epicness to the deck. You have to run 1. That's it for the Scraps lineup. Now on with the other monsters. I run 2 Effect Failers, 1 Cyber Dragon. I run 1 Mechlord Emperor Grinnell. Now this guy's very good. I usually bring him out early game, so he's a huge beat stick. He's only been a dead draw a couple times, so he's working out really well for me. I really like him. I wouldn't run more than 1, but 1 is good. I like him. Then I run 1 Grand Soil, the Elemental Lord. Now this is a new card I added to the deck. I personally like this card so much in this deck because I run 11 Earths in the main deck and like another 8 in the extra deck, so I bring this guy out very easily, and it Scraps send monsters to the graveyard like crazy, so why not? He's like a free monster reborn. The only downside is that you skip your next battle phase when he leaves the field, but if you exceed with it, you bypass that. But I'll explain a little more of that later. Now, that's it for the monster lineup. That's 16 monsters. Now on with the spells. 3 Scrap Storms. You have to run 3, I think, still in Scraps. Main draw power of the deck. It's a Foolish Burial, and you get the draw card for nothing. It's just really good. Sets up Scrap Storm Beast, you get Chimera back to your hand, and you draw a card, so it's just pluses all day. I run 3 Scrapyards because I run 7 tuners. And it's just, yeah, I run 7 tuners, it's good. I run 3 MSTs because MSTs and Scraps don't go good together. Or, not MSTs and Scraps. Back row and Scraps do not go good together. You're warning Chimera or anything, deck's done. Because you already know, so you can't do any pro plays usually. 2 lands just for more support of back row, like Compulse, Deprison, that kind of stuff. Just more back row hate. 2 Duality. Love opening up with that card, hopefully into a Scrap Storm, like, just adds more potential to the deck and more consistency. So 2, I'd run 3 if it was a 3, but it's only a 2. Then for the staples, I run Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm. Mind Control to me is still a staple in Scraps. Very good card. Especially with me running 7 tuners, it's just that much more good. I really like it. Very good card. and I run Foolish Burial. Most of the time just to dump Golem into the graveyard. I love opening up with Foolish Burial. You just dump Golem into the graveyard. I usually dump Golem in the graveyard more than Beast and then Chimera. I don't like that play. I like to get Golem out as fast as possible because I do not want to draw him. Now that's 18 spells. That's it for the spells. And I only run 6 traps. 3 Fiendish Chains, because Fiendish Chains are good. And they're better in scraps. And 3 Call of the Haunted. I love running 3 Call of the Haunted. Very good card in scraps. You just mostly Call of the Haunted, either a huge beat stick like Scrap Twin or Scrap Dragon, or a Golem to go into a Scrap Twin or Scrap Dragon. And then it's instant card to pop because it's a floater. It stays on the field. So that's my main deck. That's 40 cards. Now, on with the extra deck. I run 3 Scrap Dragons, obviously. I run 3 Scrap Twins because I run Golem, and I have actually had to go to 3 Scrap Twins before. Not too often, obviously, but it does happen sometimes, especially with Thunder Kings. Mostly people remaining 3 nowadays. I usually got to go to more. 2 Archfiends. I'm running 3 Goblins and just more consistency. Stardust and Black Rose. That's it for the Synchros. I only run 1 Rank 8 Exceed, Heretic, just because I run Grand Soul, so it's a free monster reborn. So I'll end up getting a Scrap Dragon or a Scrap Twin. And most of the time I've had an extra Scrap Dragon on the field with it. So I just Exceed Scrap Dragon into Grand Soul. Make Heretic, which is really broken in itself. It's like a Brio that destroys. And then with Grand Soul I don't skip my battle phase. So it's awesome. Then I run 1 Roach, Utopia, 1 Maelstrom, and 1 Photon, the butterfly dude. Don't know how to pronounce it. That's it for my extra deck. Now, side deck, I side 3 Thunder Kings. I'd really love to main this card, because this card, I've always loved Thunder King, especially the Secret Rares, which I think they look really nice, but Thunder King overall is an amazing card. But you can't run him in scraps, I don't think. You can't main him in scraps. It just doesn't work. People try. I've seen people do it, but I just don't think it works out too well. I don't like it in scraps. Then I run 3 Light Imprisoning Mirrors, because I hate agents, and agents suck. I don't like them. Just shuts down the deck. Gives you the upper hand completely. The Prison for Heroes and Dark Worlds are just good. There's 3 Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors in here, but they're going to be Royal Decrees. I don't have Royal Decrees yet. I wish I did, because Royal Decrees for the Rabbit matchup is really good. I'm going to be picking some up soon. 2 Bottomless. Bottomless is very good. And 1 Prohibition. And that's it for my deck, guys. Let me know what you guys think. I'm really curious to see what you guys think on my scrap build. Okay, thanks. That's good.